This is the Porsche Mobil 1 Supercup from Budapest. We have reached round 6 of the season and we are getting ready to go racing after an extraordinary qualifying yesterday, which saw Mathis Jalbert take his first ever pole in the championship. And we're going to be getting ready to go racing. It will be myself, Omi, in the commentary box alongside Tom. And Tom, quickly, it's going to be a very fantastic race. What are you looking forward to?
Well, a lot of entertaining action, I would say, throughout the field. Of course, Alessandro Gueretti, after his brilliant win at Spa last weekend, becoming the first repeat winner this season, is he able to extend his lead in the top of the championship. Only 6 points clear over his nearest rival, Robert De Haan, who's looking to give chase.
Yep, he is looking to give chase. We've got De Haan and Gueretti starting together on the grid. They are our championship contenders. Schuring and Levy, they're 3rd and 4th in the standings, and they are 2nd and 3rd on the grid. Big opportunity today for those two drivers to try and capitalize. It is going to be a very interesting race. But while we have championship implications everywhere else, is Jalbert just hoping that he can get to the flag first. Let's cross over, join the world feed, and get the story so far from what we saw last time out in Spa.
And we are green for round 5 here at Spa. Alessandro Gueretti leading us from pole position. De Haan is going to go for this wheel to wheel, and De Haan has gone off.
Robert, Pedal, you get back to position.
Opportunity now for Arnie or Levy.
On the brakes, he runs into the back of De Haan.
Alessandro Gueretti takes his 2nd win of the season.
Yeah, let's go!
From Spa to Hungary, our journey continues. In 2025, we have reached the Hungaroring in round 6 of our season, and it was a wet contest 1 week ago. But now we've got a circuit that has dried, and we're looking forward to a dry contest in the Mobil 1 Super Cup. This circuit, which runs to in total 4.3 kilometers, 2.7 miles for the drivers, and then the race is going to be run across 16 laps today, 14 turns for the drivers to navigate. Race lap record belongs to Harry King, that was set in 2023. We weren't able to beat it yesterday, and top speed is also reached down at the first turn of the circuit, which is our prime overtaking opportunity. We are looking down on the grid right now, and it is Jalbert, as we mentioned, who starts on pole position. And Tom, well, it's going to be very interesting to see how he's going to get on. The good positive thing that he has, as I mentioned, Schuring and Levy trying to become championship contenders, and then Gueretti and De Haan, who are the top 2 in the championship, starting further back in this race.
Yeah, a good opportunity for those further down in the championship order outside the top 2 to really make the most of the opportunity. Oriol Levy in particular starting from 3rd place. Flint Schuring as well, 3rd in the championship coming into this round. They've got a golden opportunity to even lead the championship after this one before we head to Zandvoort next time out. Alessandro Gueretti, there we see him, starting from 6th place on the grid. He's just got to make sure he keeps it clean, because one mistake could cost him the championship by the end of it. He's already failed to finish once this year, which was the first lap accident he had at Imola. Since then, he's finished in the top 3.
He has indeed. The fans getting themselves into the grandstands as well as they prepare for a Formula 1 race. But in between that, They are getting ready to endure what is going to be a tasty Super Cup race. We have seen some great races over the years, and we've seen Harry King take victory in 2023 and 2024 for Lekna Racing. Can a Lekna Racing driver do the same? Let's run you through the grid then. Do so from the front. Jalbert taking his first pole in the Super Cup is next to Flint, Schewing and Ariel Levy, second and third. Great chance for them to enter themselves into the contention for the title. Borakamp's a personal best start for him in the championship. He's in fourth, and then it's Havercourt, the driver who will go from fifth on the grid. Gueretti is in sixth, and then it is Robert Dehan. They are going to be looking to keep it clean. Overhouse, our winner from the start of the season, in eighth, and then it's Hoover Eindhoven next to Alex Tauscher in 10th. Marvin Klein with pace that went away from him in qualifying yesterday, I have to say. He's in 11th. Jaap van Lagen, he topped practice earlier on in the weekend. He starts in 12th. And then it is Bratsky, Burton, Stiak, and Fastante. And then Ascona finds himself in 17th, the only Hideka racing car that we have in the field. Dirk Schutens in 18th. Frank Porte Ruiz is in 19th. And then it's Pietro Deligeranti in 20th position. Adrian Flack is in 21st on the grid. And then we find ourselves with Sam Shaheen, Martinez, Mason, and the final car in position who has got permission to start is Keegan Masters, and he's going to be starting in 25th, and a lot of hard work for him to do. We are preparing and getting ourselves ready for the formation lap, and this is going to be an interesting run down towards the first corner. Tom, I was mentioning Harry King, he's taken back-to-back wins. Critically, he got the start, and he was able to dominate from there. Overtaking can be tricky around this place.
It can, but if you get a good exit coming out of turn one, there is always a second bite at it if you can get alongside and make the move stick. We have had early morning rain, which has dispersed now pretty much from the circuit, so we should be okay for a standing start here. It's going to be vitally important now, and I have to say the drivers at the odd number places on the grid are going to have the better grip over those on the even numbered side, so do keep an eye out on that to see how that one plays out. But we are underway for the formation up here in Hungary, and really can't wait for this one to get going.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see how the run towards turn one's going to go, and then the distance. Also over the years, we have seen track limits be a factor in the Porsche Super Cup around this place. These drivers mounting the curbs as well, and they've got a lot of single-seater rubber laid down, but now it's time for the Porsche Super Cup as well to basically ruin that ahead of the Formula 1 as well. Also, we right now are going to be seeing Jalbert. He's going to start his first ever pole position. He's going to get that seat for the first ever time in the Super Cup. Let's talk to him now about that.
Last year I did my best result here in Budapest without knowing the track, and this time it's pole position. We are a good rhythm with my team, P4 in Red Bull Ring and P6 in Spa, but now pole position, it's just crazy, it's very tight, and we did a different strategy with the team, and at the end that paid off about starting quite late, and yeah, very happy about the result.
A driver who's looking excited about this race, considering he got a good result here last year. It was a personal best result last year of the season for him. He did very, very well around the Hungaroring. He's back, and he showed it as well when it came to the race. But it's going to be fascinating to see, Tom. We have had a lot of drama in the mid-pack across the Super Cup this year. Dehan and Gueretti, both top two in the championship. This is a vital race when it comes to the championship. You've got to make sure that you keep it clean and you don't get caught up in any drama, because that is when we could see a driver extend their advantage, or possibly two drivers properly enter themselves into the mix.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got Marvin Klein, who starts in 11th place on the grid. He's 5th in the standings. He failed to finish in the first two races. He's another one I'm going to add into the conversation. One driver who's aiming for a better weekend is Theo Overhouse, who has struggled since the opening two rounds. He's running in 8th place for today's race, but is he going to be able to rekindle the form they once had?
Here we go then. Cars finding themselves lining up on this grid. It is going to be a standing start indeed, which we all believed should have been the case for Formula 2, but it will be the case at least for the Mobil 1. Ahead of Formula 1, it is the final support series action to take place. And these are stirring moments now. The drivers know that this start is going to be critical. Let's see how this one's going to play out. It will be at the back of the field, Keegan Masters. His race hopefully can only get better from there in 25th. And we are going to be seeing the entire field hurtle down towards the first corner. It is going to be an interesting run. Remember, we've mentioned a few drivers who can enter themselves into championship contention. You've got some drivers trying to remain at the front, and you've got others just trying to enjoy themselves and have a good contest. Green flag is being waved at the back, and for the first time today, we've got 5 red lights at the Hungaroring. And the Porsche Mobil 1 Supercup is go in Hungary with a good reaction time for JBM, and Schuring immediately will tuck in the slipstream and battle with him down towards turn number 1. Klin is going wheel to wheel further back as well, and there Robert Dehan trying to pull out and try and make some moves into the first turn. JBM and Schuring neck and neck, and it's going to be JBM who will lead us out of the first turn, and trying to take second place there is going to be Ariel Levy trying to get the foot down. Will he be able to do it? Can he sell the dummy? The driver in third position. Meanwhile, it's wheel to wheel between Dehan and Giretti, the 2 in the championship going for it, and it's Dehan all the way around the outside, and Dehan's got ahead, and Giretti's been mugged. Giretti's been mugged. So many cars running wide, and so many cars getting through. That's Alex Tauscher, who's just overtaken Giretti, who's dropped places as we head to turn 4.
Giretti swamped so much, he had to back out of it, and now he's having to take evasive action as he sees more cars coming up to his left-hand side before they get to turn 5, and contact involving Giretti!
So we have a car going round, and Giretti will try and maintain the position there. That was dramatic stuff as they navigate their way through more contact. And that is going to be Walter Burakam's a personal best in the championship, and he's going to find himself losing the car and going round, and that is dramatic stuff as they made their way through. The yellow flags are flying here on the opening lap. It is going to be the top 3 not separated by anything. Giretti, though, in the mix across that entire opening lap. He was really finding himself in a spot of bother. It looks like Giretti is just making his way through, so he is still all okay. He is making his way critically through. The safety car is out, and that was always going to happen when it was also dramatic. The youngest driver in the field, Yanis Stiak, will take no further part. He's the driver who's had contact, and we've had chaotic opening laps, and that's another one that we can add to the books.
Yeah, that's a terrible shame there for Stiak, who has had a brilliant season so far, or a decent season by his standards. JBM maintaining the lead over Schuring, which is nicely done. Levy nearly got into second place by turn 2, and we've just seen the timing pages updating themselves as we see the safety car about to pick up the leaders. It looks like we've lost Alex Tauscher as well, and Jaap van Lagen. We've lost them on the timing pages, so it looks like they could well be out of it too. We'll get a replay to see how everything played out, but there we see the championship leader Alessandro Giretti, who lost positions at the start, got caught up in the incident with Jan Stiak, which resulted in Stiak retiring, and there's Stiak just standing at the side of the circuit looking dejected, as you can imagine. His Porsche 911 will be towed away by the recovery vehicle, so we should expect a couple of laps under the safety car. So this is a replay of the start then. So Sharper having to cut across on the second place driver, as you can expect, and then we should expect Ariel Levy make a lunge towards turn number 1 here and get good traction coming out of there on Schuring, heading towards turn 2. But watch for Giretti here. He's going to be boxed in a moment through turns 2 and 3 and has to get out of the throttle. So his momentum's already gone by the time he gets into turn 4. By the time he gets to turn 5, he's involved in that incident with Schuring. I don't think that's Giretti's fault.
I'm so sorry, Dave.
Giretti.
Yeah, that was dramatic stuff. Here's Giretti in the mix as we're going to arrive down to the braking zone. It's all going to get really tight. Look, so we already have the car spinning there, and then Giretti's into the back. That is really, really dramatic stuff. And you had cars going absolutely everywhere on the opening lap. It was quite dramatic stuff. I think Jaap van Lagen was the car that was sent into the air momentarily on the outside line, and then being sent out of the contest was Burakam's, Klin, and everyone cutting the chicane through that part of the circuit. But yeah, Van Lagen was the car thrown up into the air, and it was quite chaotic as they made their way off the line. Burakam's then trying to get traction, as well. And Walter Borekamps, also the driver, possibly, well, it was very tight off the line, I have to say as well. I'm just being told that there possibly, it was a very quick launch of the line for him, so it'll be interesting to see whether it was a jump start or whatever, or whether everything is okay with that. But anyway, he's at the back now, along with his GP Elite teammate, Flack, as Bert Mylander, a winner, of course, here in the Super Cup. All those years ago, we've had Mika Hakkinen win around this place. We've had some great VIP guests. One, and there we go. As I say, Bert Mylander winning in the Super Cup. The graphic comes on screen as well. But Bert Mylander won here in the 2000, and he's now, of course, he was behind the wheel of the regular Porsche 911 GT3 Cup car. Now, may I just also add, as I know we haven't talked about it on a live stream, I did mention it briefly in qualifying yesterday if you watched our coverage, but there's a new car that is coming. So a new era will be beginning next year for the Porsche Supercup. That will be really exciting with a new machine that will go racing. We've ran this car ever since 2021. It has given us some great moments, and we look to end this era on a high with a great championship fight, and looking ahead as well to the new car in 2026, which will also feature in championships like IMSA as well. Okay, let's take a look at a replay. This was uphill to turn 4, where all of the drama was taking place, Tom.
This is from Robert de Haan's rear onboard. This is round about where the rear bumper would be. And to correct myself, it was Alex Tauscher that came together with Alessandro Gueretti on the apex there. And everything just, everything kicked off further behind. Gus Burton, I think, also got involved in the mayhem. He's one of those being noted for causing a collision. This is Keegan Masters, the man who started in last place, going through turn number 5. He's going to be able to miss everything that is happening. It has to go to the right there of Jan Stier. He has to go on the grass to avoid the collision. And he lost a ton of places that he could have got there had he had that not happened. So a little bit unfortunate for Keegan Masters. This is Ariel Levy then from P3 behind Flint Shearing. He's almost like he crept forward before the lights had gone out there a little bit there for Ariel Levy. He'll probably get away with that, but that was marginal by the imagination of which we saw. And through turn 1 on Shearing and Schaubert. Shearing having to get out of the throttle slightly, and Levy, well, he had the luxury of the outside line, which is the favourable line through turn 2 around this circuit, but the most sensible option was what he took, to just sit back behind the top 2.
Yeah, that was a sensible option indeed. Right, this is the start from Gueretti. So he finds himself tucking in the slipstream and trying to contend down into the first turn. Now he's about to go also wheel to wheel. You're about to see a BWT Lechner racing car come in a few moments time. That'll be Robert de Haan who's going to contend. Borekamps is directly ahead. Then there is de Haan and Gueretti basically also making contact momentarily as they exited through turn 1, and then they were neck and neck down towards turn 2. Then Gueretti's going to have to get on the brakes. De Haan finds the room on the outside line, has to go off wide as well, but he is able to get to a Borekamps, and then Gueretti's going to have to get on the brakes, and everyone, either side, both all get by, and that is a terrible start for Gueretti. A lot of work to do with the safety car coming in at the end of this lap when we'll go back to live. Nasty start, and it could have really badly. He's lucky to still be, because that was quite a chaotic opening lap.
It looks on Gueretti the way he ran into Tauscher, but it's very easy to do. Close to Warren kind of pound there, lead for the side, and there goes Borekamps spinning off towards the barrier on the exit of turn number 7. Safety car in this lap then at the end of lap 4, so we've spent 3 laps under the safety car. It's most likely, in my opinion, going to be a dry race. We've got Ascona dropping down the order.
Oh, the wheel has come off for Ascona, and the Hideka Racing driver loses the tyre, and it's all gone wrong
OBS
for
crash.
him.
OBS crash.
The pace of that safety car, and there was just a moment there where Gilbert was getting down full pace, but good driving in the end from our race leader to slow the pace down and get behind the safety car.
Really good reactive stuff actually from our race direction team there. They saw that and immediately called the safety car before it had come into the pit. Out for the bright yellow yellow car. So
Okay. Looks like we are back now as well. So the tyre went off. The tyre went off there. Off the car for Ascona. So if you are just joining us, Ascona loses his tyre. And it all goes wrong for him. Okay, so we were meant to get the safety car in. Thank God it's not in because we momentarily had a bit of an issue there. Apologies for that. But Tom, while that was all going on, Ascona's tyre goes, and he's now in retirement from this race.
Yeah, and so is Bergkamp's. He's not gone any further either, so 5 drivers out.
Marvin needs to keep in position. You guys know that, huh? All good, brother. All good. He needs to work for it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what's currently going on at the moment in time. Okay, now the recovery will take place for the Hideki Racing driver, but that's such a disappointment. The first ever Spanish team in the Porsche Supercup Championship. Well, unfortunately, they will play no further part. They've only got one entry this weekend, and the one entry that they will be looking to try and take to the top step of the podium. But extra laps behind the safety car due to that moment that we had. Your order when we get back to the green flags will be Jalbert, Schuring, Levy, Havercourt, and Van Eindhoven. That'll be your top 5. Dehaan will be in 6th as he looks to try to take back. Overhouse will be in 7th, Klin in 8th, Giretti in 9th, and it'll be Francesco Braschi in P10.
It wasn't just that, Obi. The Porsche timing systems have crashed. That's what's crashed our systems up here in the commentary box. That's why also the wheel falling off was just a habit. When they put the safety car back out to cancel that first one, it's crashed the timing systems. So race control are trying to reset them, and they're affecting our systems.
Yeah. Well, quite the mess. Quite the mess. But, well, I guess we've got a little bit more time behind the safety car then before we get to the green flags. And it gives us a bit of time to reflect on what we've seen so far across this championship. The opening round, we had a pile-up to start the year, and a red flag as well at Imola, and then it led to a few laps being shortened, but then a great race that followed, safety cars coming in at the end of this lap. And then in Monaco, we had a pile-up once again. This time, we were already quite delayed with a pile-up in Formula 2 earlier on in the day, and then we found ourselves with only a few minutes of racing, and reduced points were handed out, which is why we've got half points in the championship as well for some drivers. And then we found ourselves in the race in Barcelona, where the track limits contest, I have to say, there was lots of track limits, so drivers not able to push, so it was one of our more quieter races. Austria was quite thrilling, even if it was shortened. That was due to the bridge breaking as well, the tow truck running into it, so we had to run a slightly shortened contest that day. And then we found ourselves getting ourselves a brilliant race at Spa last time out, a great fight, a great battle, including Ariel Levy, who was in the mix. But now, let's see how this one's going to play out, as the safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap. We received that race control message, and there we go, it's now available on screen. Safety car is going to be coming in.
Turn 12.
Sandro, best chance to overtake is to make him defend. If he has to brake inside turn 1, then there is a chance on the exit.
Okay, there we go. There's going to be a chance. Right, it is time for the green flags to fly. In the Porsche Supercup, we've had to do quite a few. Okay, let me start streaming this then. Okay, right. We'll continue going up here in the commentary box for the moment. It's not what we wanted, but that was dramatic stuff between the contenders for the title momentarily as they were battling their way through. Okay, Robert Dehaan is having to look at his mirrors because Overhouse is directly in there. And it's going to be an interesting fight as we come out of the final corner and now sprint down towards the first turn of the circuit. A slightly wide line being taken by Ariel Levy as he tries to attack. Flynn Turing down towards turn number 1. Remember, these drivers, 3rd and 4th when it comes to the championship battle. This is an important position. Ariel Levy getting his elbows out last time out in Spa. This time in Hungary, closes in, but not not close enough to go for the dive bomb.
Out of turn 1 then, as we see changes in the field. It looks like Goretti's got ahead of Overhouse now for P7s. They're going to go side by side through turn 2, Goretti and Overhouse, and it's the championship that goes through, but it's contact! That is Marvin Klein who's come together with Overhouse, and Overhouse's run of form goes from bad to worse.
Drama for Theo Overhouse, the driver who finds himself winning in Imola, and then ever since then it has not been the season he would have won. So, you should be back with us now up here in the commentary box. Apologies for the issues we've had, but that was turn 2 collision there at that moment in time, Tom, and you saw better of it as I was trying to sort out the OBS, but that was quite dramatic down there.
That was a really costly move. I wanted the stewards may take action on that collision. What they have noted as Overhouse radio.
You haven't got it.
Okay, so we'll come back to that team radio a little bit later. So we didn't quite pick on what was being said, but either way, we're looking at the Lekkinen racing and Robert de Haan, who's sitting behind the man in 5th place. That is Hub van Eindhoven with Cas Avacot. Another position then, so the GP Elite cars working together in 3rd, 4th and 5th. And Robert de Haan has got his mirrors full of Alessandro Goretti, the championship leader. Now, this is important for de Haan to remain in front to reduce the arrears in the championship battle. So Schaubert still leading the race by 1.8 seconds on Flint Shearing. And with Ariel Levy in 3rd place, and we see a battle further down the field. That's the number 9 of Pietro Deleguanti in 14th position ahead of Keegan Masters, is continuing to fight his way through the field very, very nicely. 7 laps to go, Amy, but I'm just conscious of the amount of time we've got left in this race. We've got around about 11 minutes to go.
Yeah, exactly. At the moment, that is the case. We've still got plenty of time as it stands, and it is turning out to be quite the day with the Super Cup. It is really being very dramatic at the moment as we make our way then down towards turn 2.
I've got news for you as well, Omi. Several of the teams' pit boards have also blown. It's not just us up here in the commentary box. 2 teams reporting that they don't have any telemetry at all. 4 teams reporting that they can't talk to their drivers. So whatever the system's done, when they put that safety car back out, it's blown everything.
Really annoying stuff. Frank Porteri's track limits is going to be, has been noted. So that's been noted. 1.9 seconds out in front then. Jalbert with the fastest lap, doing exactly what he needs to. Levy was getting close to Shearing, but it doesn't look like he's got that opportunity now.
Schaubert scampering off into the distance in the lead now. Nearly a couple of seconds clear over Flint Shearing. And then we've got the 3 GP Elite cars of Levy, Havercourt and Van Dijkhoven. And we've got 6 laps to go at the end of this one. It's looking good for Schaubert to take victory here. Flint Shearing in his maiden season in this series. In 2nd place, Robert Hahn at the moment is expected to close down the gap on Alessandro Goretti in the championship. But Shearing's going to benefit the most by finishing in 2nd place. Down. Now the amount of points you get for finishing 2nd in the Porsche Mobil 1 Supercup is 20. Whereas with Goretti, he's on course for it will be 9 championship points. Robert Hahn on 10. So as it stands, we see Goretti, but into the rim to Hahn. Almost a Constantina collision with Hub van Eindhoven as well.
Yeah.
5-second time penalty.
Absolutely, the 2 championship contenders going for it on the circuit at the moment. Apologies, the cameras aren't working, so we've only got audio for you at the moment. But de Haan and Goretti, the top 2 in the championship, not separated by anything out there. And Clint is closing in as well. Can Clint try get past Goretti? He would do his teammate quite a lot of favours, but that was so close between 1st and 2nd place in the points battle as they went down into turn number 2. Shaheen has also made a move, and he's improved up to 15th place.
That could have changed the whole picture in the championship with that Constantina almost, but Levy's also getting Robert Hahn Team Radio.
What is the big global we see it, everyone could see it on TV.
And it was.
Well, the hand saying everyone could see it on TV, that's a bit of a surprise as well. They obviously feel it's not good either. Here's a replay.
Yep.
Yep, this is DeHaan and Goretti here. Oh, it was a second tap, actually. Oh, that's Marvin Klein behind, actually, who nearly ran into the pair of them. But this is earlier on at turn 1, Omi.
It is indeed. Yeah, JB. This is going to be a late dive. This is going to be an outrageous dive, won't it, as well? An attempted one, but then he just runs into the back. He just runs into the back of his rival for the title, and then DeHaan immediately knows that he has to just cut across, give him the running off the road type thing. But that was so late. Let's hear from Goretti.
That was moving under braking, something like that.
It was.
And a black and white flag's been given to Goretti for driving standards. And you just see the camera's actually been moved to very much to where the exhaust is as well on Robert DeHaan's car. But right now it's looking strong here. And just to go about the 5-second time penalty, that's for the man who's running in 13th place in this race, which is Frank Porter-Ruiz.
Do you want to know where this error's come from? Our favourite place this morning, race control. The race director pressed the green flag button and then immediately the safety car button in the same nanosecond. Completely confused the system. So that's why half the teams are in trouble and we are in trouble up here in the commentary box. So, race control breaking everything this morning, it seems. Oh, and what confidence that gives us to Formula 1 later on.
Yeah, honestly, cameras don't want to work. I'm never going to bother with those anymore. We'll just keep it as it is.
I'm very nearly back in.
Perfect news. Yellow flags are out. And that is going to be an interesting moment for whoever's gone off the road. And off we go then with the number 21 of Adrian Flack, one of the guest drivers this weekend, able to continue on. JB's nearly back on. Of course, by the way, if you're seeing these gaps, they look so weird, but that's because I've set them according to qualifying right now as well. So they are different for qualifying of the race, but there was contact on when we arrived after time for Aaron Mason and Adrian Flack.
Yeah, that was almost a non-safe rejoin from Aaron Mason, the way he rode the curb and just veered into the path of Adrian Flack, who had nowhere to go. So I wouldn't be at all surprised to see a penalty being given out for Aaron Mason because he caused the collision there, no doubt about it.
Yep. Okay, let's continue the racing for the moment. Goretti and DeHaan are still together on the circuit. So how is this one going to end? The top two in the championship. Well, while the circumstances might not be good right now for the teams, for everyone, but this is a proper championship fight. So let's see whether there's anything to come here in the final stages. Keegan Masters is coming into the pit lane, and that looks like day over for Masters. Black and white flag for Pietro Gelli Guranti as well coming into play. Schuring's beginning to close in on Jalbert. 1.2 seconds. Time is running out. So, yeah, that could be quite interesting come the final stages if he continues closing, but he'll need to close in and then pass, which is quite difficult as well around this circuit. But he'll really need to have a massive overspeed if he is to do it. He'll need to start pushing on quite hard, but DeHaan has been quicker in the first and third sector compared to Van Eindhoven, who's been quicker in the second, but then overall DeHaan has had the advantage.
5-second time penalty for Aaron Mason, but that is for track limits, not for the collision with Adrian Flack. But that is under investigation between Mason and Flack. Flack in the pit lane. It looks like his race is going to come to a close, which is unfortunate for the guest driver this weekend. So only a few laps remaining here at the Hungaroring. They are just starting their 14th lap, I believe now. Jalbert has. We've got under 5 minutes to go, so we will get the full race distance.
We will indeed. Okay, here we go then. Goretti closing in. Does he send it this time? DeHaan places the car on the inside line. The top two in the championship neck and neck at the moment. Goretti will try to get the switch back. It's going to be better traction for Goretti. DeHaan knows he has to defend this one. He will cover the inside line. Goretti's going to be forced a long way round. He's basically squeezing him as DeHaan. Goretti doesn't get given any room. He has to back out of it. We have Doug Schuten, false start. 5-second time penalty coming his way. And DeHaan defends this time around. But Klin is closing in. closing in the Lechner racing car, so it could be double trouble in a few moments' time for Guiretti.
It's no wonder Robert Hahn lifted off so much entering turn one. He's trying to push Guiretti back into the clutches of Marvin Klein behind. A few penalties been given out now, and we should expect another one for Aaron Mason very soon. But yeah, it's a little bit kicking off in the final few laps here at the Hungaroring. Robert Hahn needs every point he can get and hope that Guiretti scores rather minimal, but this is going to mean nothing with the way it's turning out for Ariel Levy and Flink Schuring in the championship battle.
We mentioned that there was a great opportunity to capitalise coming Schuring and Levy's way, and they are giving themselves that opportunity as Guiretti and Dehaan continue their boxing match. And Marvin Klein closes in, gets closer and closer at the moment, and he is gonna give himself a great opportunity to get through. Remember, more cars in between Dehaan and Guiretti is better for Dehaan because he's of course trying to retake the championship lead. He lost it last round, he wants it back this round. Let's see then, out of the final corner we go. Is there going to be the chance for Marvin Klein? Can he do favours for his teammate by diving to the inside? We still have 2 more races to go after this, but every single point is critical, and Klein can't get through critically into 1. What about the exit? Can he prioritise that? What about the traction? Doesn't look like he can do anything. Let's look at Mathis Jalbert as he was going through the chicane, the race leader being hunted down by Schuring, but laps are ticking. Schuring has to really get on with it now.
Yeah, it feels like they're exceeding track limits the way they're going through that chicane there, the top 2. Does Levy stay within that? No, he doesn't either. Sure, that's pinging track limits, is it not?
Could be.
Should be.
Yeah. Yep, should be, could be, but the race directors sometimes are a little bit unsure what they're doing, I think it is fair to say.
Let me tell you something, the race director better run from me because I'm going to chase after him with this microphone and a sock full of coins.
Oh god. Yeah, and then it's completely messing it up.
My PC.
Yeah, literally breaking your PC, and also everyone on the screen can't even perceive things properly because it's set up to qualifying. In qualifying and the race, they have different placements for things. So it's slightly messed up my side because I've still got it to qualifying. The way it's put, but we're running out of time and we're about to make our way and sprint all the way till the end of this race. About to go on to the final lap in the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. The gap is 9/10 of a second. It does not look like it'll be close enough for there to be an opportunity, and Flint Schuring is going to be 1.1 seconds away out of the final corner. This is the last lap of the Mobil 1 at Budapest, and it's Jalbert leading Schuring, leading Levy, top 3 not separated by anything, but it's going to be a mistake now that will only be able to deny Jalbert. The rest of them arriving into the braking zone. Dehaan is hungry to gain another place.
Yeah, new fast start from Alessandro Guiretti, 1.7.5 from him. Robert Dehaan still running in 6th position, crucially ahead of Guiretti, is approaching the rear of Huub van Eindhoven as they go through turn 2 and 3. But what a job Jalbert has done from pole position, cutting across on Flint Schuring, which is what he needed to do, and he's been able to keep command of this one, and looks like it's going to be another different winner to add to the list this year.
Absolutely, and here we go. Meanwhile, this battle will continue. Dehaan getting himself closer and closer as he looks to try and fight and gain extra points in this championship. He has got Huub van Eindhoven directly in front of him. We go through the chicane. Is there anything that Dehaan can do? Can he try get the better exit? Can he try send it? Can he find the moment to go for this overtake? We will check in with that later on. But this gap has been closing in between our top 2. It will not be close enough come our final stages. Driver in P5's got a penalty. Big moment there. Van Eindhoven has been given a penalty. He will drop down, so Dehaan does not need to do it on the circuit because he will get promoted. So will Guiretti. But for Jalbert, it was a personal best result around the circuit last year. year. He took his first pole position yesterday, and this is going to be the winning moment around a circuit that he loves, and it has given him the chance to come around this final corner to look up and see the checkered flag first. Matthias Jalbert will take his first win in Porsche Mobil 1 Supercup. He beats home Schuring and Levy, and then it's Havercourt. Dehaan will beat his championship rival, and he gets 5th. Guiretti's in 6th, then it's Klin in 7th, Brasky is in 8th, and then it's going to be Hoover Eindhoven dropping down, and Burton in 10th. What a brilliant race that was, and a deserving winner in the name of Matthias Jalbert.
Brilliant drive, your Super Cup winner. Brilliant, congratulations. Yes. Oh, congrats, guys. Congrats. Woohoo.
Wow. Brilliant stuff. Congratulations to Jalbert. What a deserving drive as well, Tom. That was a complete domination. And for a driver who's never won in the Super Cup before, that can be a hard thing to do. He's missed races this year as well due to personal reasons, but he's come back. He took pole yesterday. He took his first ever pole by only 3 thousandths, and then was able to beat Flint Schuring. Let's hear from that driver now.
Hey, congrats. Another podium. Congrats. Thank you. Car was really good again.
Brilliant stuff. Go for it, Tom.
What a win for the 20-year-old Matthias Jalbert, one of the youngest drivers in the field. I think only Janis Stiak is a younger driver in this field.
Yeah.
Ariel Levy, he'll be happy with this result as well. It'll help him in the championship for the final couple of rounds at Zandvoort and at Monza. And that's going to shake things up in the championship.
Yep. Okay. We'll go for a few seconds because we're just going to quickly switch over the stream.
Yeah, there you go. Guess what's working now?
Okay, we continue the podium celebrations, but yeah, as Tom mentioned, let's hear from Liv.
Fantastic effort, Ariel. Fantastic effort. B3 for you, B3. Thank you. We are a good team, huh?
Game on. Game on for the championship battle. This is going the distance after a domination from Larry Tenforder. I feel like, Tom, after a few years we could actually go into the final race now and possibly have a realistic chance and a proper fight out for the title, rather than like, let's say 2023, where it was Bastien Booz who was dropping down the order, and basically we needed a driver to drop massively down for it to be a fight.
Feeling incroyable. Bravo. Congrats.
Nice stuff. More radio from our race winner, a deserving race winner, as we mentioned as well. The performances he has put in have been absolutely brilliant, and Matthias Jalbert is about to celebrate on the top step of the podium as well. Also, at the same time, we have also seen Flint Schuring take another rookie win this season. And then in second place, if we just go through, it'll be Dirk Schuiten and Pietro Deliguranti. That'll be your podium. Dirk Schuiten on the podium. Now every single round is how it works. Same with Flint Schuring as he contends for the title.
From Flint Schuring again, absolutely running away with it. Best of the rookies by far this year. And it's likely it'll be wrapped up before Monza, so Flint Schuring will have that particular accolade going into the trophy cabinet. And, well, it's been a super weekend for Matthias Jalbert, who, with that performance, with those points, 25 he picks up for that. That moves him into the top 10 easily. He's now on 49 points.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We'll stay with the winning moments for a few seconds though, because punching the air with delight, and Jalbert is about to go into the hands of his team. And Martina by Alvarez, well, no guarantees that that type of result would have come their way this season. They've done the work, they've made it possible, and they have made it their own. And we're going to, of course, see the overall podium. We're going to see the rookie podium as well, and then Jalbert goes into the hands of family and friends, and that is the moments that you love, when everyone's down there in Parc Fermé ready to congratulate them and ready to give the trophies as well. We're going to have some very, very talented people, I believe, giving the trophies. I'll get the list out in a second of who we actually have giving the trophies as well. This is going to be quite dramatic. Heading into Zandvoort, that'll be our penultimate round, and then the final one will be at Monza. But Flint Schuring, the title and the rookie title, he could be on his way to win the overall title. And the last time that has happened was 2014, when Earl Bamber won as a rookie. He won the Porsche Supercup Championship that year. So Schuring is trying to make history and become the first driver since that point to do so. And if he continues getting second places, and if he continues beating all of his rivals like he's done today, he will absolutely help that fact. He came across the line, and Jalbert was the only driver to get the better of him today. Okay, let's hand it over then to the world feed for a few moments time as they go over to the cool-down room. We'll be back to announce the drivers coming onto the podium.
Very, very happy with that.
Dirk Schouten and Pietro Deligawanti will also be on the rookie podium with Flint Schuring, who is looking like he's in a position to even wrap that one up early with the scores he is putting in now. That's a really impressive performance from Flint Schuring. He is really rocketing away at the top, so a really great performance there from Flint Schuring, who is gone and been able to put in a superb performance there, and he is going to be very close, in fact, to wrapping up that rookie title. It will be a long way back for the others, so that is something he'll be able to go and do at the next round.
I wonder if there's going to be any afters in the paddock after some discussion after that Dehaan Gueretti-Klein overhouse battle that we saw. That was entertaining for us, but stressful for the teams, I'm sure. We've still got a couple of races to go this season. Sometimes the drivers, friends on circuit and off circuit, sometimes they can be enemies. But let's listen to the debrief from the cooldown.
For me, I was making the fastest lap, then I caught you, then I lost the car. Then I go back again, 5 tenths slower. Then I catch you, again, fastest lap of the race, again go slower. Every time, again, again, again.
Yeah, I did my best lap on the first push lap after safety.
Yeah?
Yeah. Ascona lost the wheel.
Yeah, he lost his wheel. I saw it. I was driving behind.
He lost it on the safety car, I think, no?
Wow, this was...
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
this was
oh,
crazy.
oh!
I could just barely avoid it. Here, he lose it.
6 laps on the safety car, right? 5? 6, I think, yeah.
I was happy.
Yeah, I'm sure. Calm down, meditation.
Oui.
Overhouses.
Will I get a penalty?
En Klein also penalty. Webpa. Fast was not as busy, huh? In front was nothing happening.
Yeah.
Mate, you almost one time really lost the car in the last corner. Yeah. No, just go.
Oh, they got to see all the events that unfolded ahead, behind them, that we saw.
They look quite good. Good little chat in there. These drivers, they race against each other a lot. A lot of them do the pre-season championships. A lot of them race in the likes of the Porsche Carrera Cup, Germany, France, Italy. And that's a great thing about the Porsche racing pyramid. You can start out with Porsche Experience Days. You can then go into local sports cups. You can then go Carrera Cups in your real region. And then you've got the Mobil 1 Super Cup here, which is the pinnacle of Carrera Cup racing, where drivers hope to put themselves in the shop window. And then a lot of drivers have been successful in this and then gone on to become Porsche works drivers for other manufacturers, gone on to bigger, amazing things. And these are some of the drivers of the future that you'll be watching at the likes of the Le Mans 24-hour, DTM. Maybe even they may stay in the championship. You've seen the likes of Jaap van Lagen, who's been racing this championship for many, many years. He was fastest in practice, disappointed with qualifying and then out of the race today, but he'll be coming back stronger, I'm sure.
Well, let's get the overall podium then, a return for the first time since round 1 for Ardil Levy. Looked like he was enjoying himself out there, didn't he? So he should. Second podium of the season for Ardil Levy. Flint Schuring, back-to-back second place finishes for him. You feel that overall win is just around the corner. A rookie driver, remember, and he is having an absolute charge. But a first win for Matthias Jalbert, his first time on the podium, and he's gone straight to the top step.
Absolutely, and he will be heading to the top step of the podium as well, and it'll be time for the national anthem of France. Brilliant stuff indeed. And the French national anthem in full force. And there to present the trophy to our winner is Michael Blash, the former Formula One race director, giving the trophy there to our race winner. And then we have Oliver Koppen, the manager One Mix Series, and the GT4 Porsche AG guy as well, also giving it at the exact same time. And then Andreas Hauser, who is the manager for the motorsport team management of Porsche, handing the trophy to our third place finisher, Ariel Levy. And that is the top three who can savour those trophies, but for now, they can enjoy the celebrations as the champagne begins on the overall podium. A huge congratulations to these three drivers who have put on a show. Well, it was all drama behind, it was a boxing match behind, but these three knew exactly what they were doing, and it was a car-controlled race, even to the safety car restart, and then they dominated all the way till the end. And Jalbert, these are moments that you will remember. It is possibly where your journey begins on the road to somewhere like Le Mans or DTM. It is really, really fascinating, these first wins that the drivers get, and it's always something that you will want to remember forever. That is the overall podium done, but we get double the podium in the Porsche Formula One Supercup. Fans in the grandstands as well, all now getting themselves in before the Formula One, the big event, where I am just hoping that there are no race directing, FIA, whatever screw-ups at all across the Formula One, because it's been quite the nightmare across today with what they've been giving out. Okay, so it is now the moment where we are about to welcome the top three, and we're going to be welcoming Flint Dewing back on the podium, but this time not for the second place spot, it will be for the first place spot as well. As I mentioned, he's trying to become the first driver since 2014 to get himself on a Porsche to try and become the champion in his rookie season, is what he is attempting to do. And last week, I mean, I mentioned it at Spa, we're going to have the same national anthem as last week. Last week it was quite fitting at Spa as we continue to remember Hubert. We got the French national anthem last week along with the Dutch, remembering Hubert and Delano Rantoff. It was a perfect way to end off Support Series Racing 1 week ago, and we're going to have the same national anthems here today. Dirk Schuten getting himself into second place, and then of course in third we find ourselves with the contender of Pietro Gelli Garanti, but heading to the top step is going to be Flint Dewing back on the podium, but he is the rookie winner here in the Super Cup, and we will hear the Dutch national anthem. brilliant sights as the race winner trophy will be heading to Flint Schuring, and once again there to present it will be Michael Blash. Well, I don't know how proud he'll be of how the race directing has been going on over the day. Of course, as I mentioned, a former Formula 1 race director, Michael Blash. And then this time it's Hauser who gives the second place trophy to Dirk Schuten, and Pietro Deligaranti is going to be getting the trophy for P3 delivered by Koppen. And once again, from the Porsche Mobil 1 Supercup, it'll be time to get to the celebrations. Double champagne for Flint Schuring, and celebrating down there with him, Dirk Schuten and Pietro Deligaranti have done an absolutely brilliant job across the season, and there is going to be quite a lot of fun to be had in our penultimate round and our final round. Netherlands in a month's time after the summer break beckons, and then we're going to have the season finale taking place at Monza, the Temple of Speed, for possibly what could be the last time, with calendar changes for Formula 1 next year. We don't know where we'll be going, but there is a high likelihood that we could be put alongside F2, F3 and F1 at the Madrid Grand Prix. But from Hungary, that is it. And Tom, well, I'd love to get your final thoughts from what was an incredible race. I'll quickly run through the results before we do so. It was Mathieu Jalbert who entered as the winner, Flint Schuring in second, and Levy in third. Harricourt finished behind his teammate in fourth. Dehan and Goretti, it's going the distance between those two drivers. They were going for it and then some. Klin in seventh, Brasky in eighth, Huber Eindhoven in ninth, and Gus Burton completing the top 10. And then it's Vestante, Schuten, Deligaranti, Overhouse, Shaheen, Frank Porte Ruiz, and then Martinez, Mason, Masters, and Adrian Flack for GP Elite. One of the guest drivers getting himself in the mix, but unfortunately Masters and Flack not going to the complete distance of the contest there, being recorded 4 laps down. And our retirement were Ascona, Borekamps, Tauscher, Stiak, and Jaap van Lagen, who retired right at the race start. Those three at the bottom of our order. And Tom, well, final thoughts from what has been quite the chaotic day for us up here in the box, but luckily the Porsches delivered out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw drama on the first lap. With the race finishing as it was, it's game on in the title battle with only 2 rounds to go. It feels like we've got 4 drivers that could genuinely become world champion, including Flint Schuring in his first season.
Yep, he'll be the first driver to do so since Earl Bamber. Well, we say thank you very much to everyone who has joined us in the Porsche Mobil 1 Supercup. We have been treated to drama once again. But one thing is for sure, Schuring and Ariel Levy are entering themselves into a championship battle that is feisty right now between Dehan and Goretti. Thank you very much, have a good summer break, and we will see you when the Supercup goes racing in the Netherlands.